Blake Moynes' sweet gesture for Katie Thurston amid cancer battle. April 10, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Bachelorette alum Blake Moynes made a sweet gesture for his ex-fiancée Katie Thurston during her battle with breast cancer. He recently appeared on a podcast where he revealed where he stands with her today. What did Blake have to say? Keep reading to get all the details. Where does Blake Moynes stand with Bachelorette Katie Thurston today? Blake Moynes was Katie Thurston's final rose winner on The Bachelorette. The two got engaged during her final, but sadly ended things not too long after the show finished airing. They didn't talk after their split at all. However, when Blake was on Bachelor in Paradise, Katie made a guest appearance. During her time on the beach, she and Blake talked about things and called a truce. Since then, they have been friends again. Now, in a new interview on Jax Taylor's In the Mind of a Man podcast, Blake opened up about where he stands with her today. He also revealed if he had reached out to her since hearing about her cancer diagnosis. His response is very sweet. Moynes said that since hashing things out 2 years after their engagement ended, they are now friends and do reach out to each other from time to time. As far as her cancer battle, Blake said, "Anything that she's been talking about, I've been following along with her. She did a podcast recently, and I'm always just listening in on her. I'm not going to be on the phone with her, obviously, as the ex, but I did reach out to her and left her a long video message, giving her all the support. He knows she can beat cancer." Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise alum Blake Moynes also shared his thoughts on ex-Katie Thurston's current cancer fight. He believes she will get through this with flying colors. Blake said that it's scary to have cancer, but that he knows her and she is very fiery. In his opinion, this will just be a small hurdle for Katie. He is very optimistic about how things will turn out for her. Moynes also voiced how he thinks it's great how she is handling everything by showing the public every step of the way. Katie has also said that several of the men from her season of The Bachelorette have reached out to her. She appreciates all of their support. Katie said at the end of the day, everyone is human, and everyone has a heart. Since her time on the show, Katie found the love of her life in comedian Jeff Arcuri. The two quietly married in an intimate ceremony in March. They are planning a huge wedding celebration down the road once Katie is better. Katie is currently battling stage 4 breast cancer that has spread to her liver. She is remaining positive and is about to finally begin treatment after crossing a few hurdles. What do you think about Blake's sweet gesture for Katie? Do you know anyone battling the same form of cancer that she is? Stay tuned for more updates on all your Bachelor Nation favorites. It was supposed to be over. Their romance, their drama, their storyline, it had already played out on national television, complete with tears, confessions, and a broken engagement. When Katie Thurston and Blake Moynes called it quits back in 2021, fans were stunned, but they moved on. So did Katie, so did Blake, or so we thought. Fast forward to early 2025, and Katie's world came crashing down again, but not because of love. Instead, she dropped a bombshell on Instagram. She had been diagnosed with cancer. Her followers were floored. Support flooded in from friends, fans, and even fellow Bachelor Nation alums. But no one expected what came next. Blake Moynes, yes, that Blake, resurfaced with a gesture so genuine, so heart-etchingly pure, it stopped Bachelor Nation in its tracks. And if you thought you knew how this story ends, think again. Chapter 2, a message that shook the internet. Katie had been transparent from the moment she received her diagnosis. Her video, tearfully filmed from her car in a hospital parking lot, shook everyone. "I wasn't going to share this," she began, "but I realized I don't have to be strong all the time. I'm scared, but I'm ready to fight." Within hours, messages poured in. Jojo Fletcher commented a string of hearts. Caitlin Bristow reposted the video to her story. Even Nick Viall chimed in with kind words. but nestled among the thousands of comments, one stood out. "You don't have to fight alone. Not now, not ever. Blake." At first, people thought it was just a comment, a thoughtful, respectful nod to their shared past. But behind the scenes, Blake was already making moves. Chapter 3. The Call That Changed Everything. Katie had her phone on silent when the first call came in, then a second, then a text. "Hey, I know it's been a while, but I heard, and if there's anything you need, seriously, anything, please let me know. I'm here." It was from Blake. Katie stared at her screen for what felt like an hour before responding. "I don't even know what I need, but thank you. That means more than you know." And just like that, a bridge that had been burned and buried under time, healing, and heartbreak was being rebuilt. Slowly, quietly. Chapter 4. The Surprise Visit. 2 weeks later, Katie posted another update. She was starting chemo. She didn't want visitors, she said. She was tired, mentally and physically. She wanted to be alone. But Blake wasn't having it. He flew from Canada to San Diego without telling her. He didn't bring a camera crew. He didn't alert the tabloids. He showed up quietly, with one single goal, to remind her that no matter what they had gone through, he still cared. Katie didn't post about it right away, but neighbors did. One photo showed Blake at her doorstep, holding a bouquet of wildflowers. Another showed him sitting with her on the porch steps, talking, laughing, just like old times. And when the photos made their way online, fans completely lost it. Chapter 5e. The escurape cake that melted hearts. A few days later, Katie finally opened up about his visit. In a TikTok titled "The Sweetest Gift I've Ever Gotten," she revealed what Blake had brought her, aside from flowers and a giant blanket he said smelled like Canadian winter. It was a scrapbook, but not just any scrapbook. It was a collection of every moment they shared together, photos from their season, Polaroids from their time in Africa, ticket stubs, little love notes Blake had kept that Katie had long forgotten about. And on the last page, a handwritten letter. "This book is just a chapter. There's still more to write. I'm here for it all, if you'll let me." Katie didn't cry on camera, but the emotion in her voice was raw. "Whatever we were, whatever we are, this was the kindest thing anyone's ever done for me," she said. "Thank you, Blake." Chapter 6. The CNCR Warrior and THE Wildlife Man. The media had a field day. Blake Moynes and Katie Thurston back on. Blake's romantic return amid Katie's cancer battle. Bachelor Nation's most unexpected love story resurfaces. But neither of them confirmed anything. Instead, Katie focused on her recovery. She shared raw updates, hair loss, nausea, mental battles, and fans praised her vulnerability. Blake, meanwhile, stayed mostly quiet, but eagle-eyed fans noticed something. He started tagging himself in San Diego more often. He was accidentally caught walking her dog Tommy. He even posted a cryptic Instagram story of a candlelit dinner and a caption that simply read, "Home isn't always a place." And then Katie posted this. A photo of a handmade bracelet on her wrist. It read, "Fighter." In the caption, she wrote, "Made by someone who reminds me every day that I'm more than this diagnosis." Cue the internet meltdown. Chapter 7. When Nefariandis hype belows again. In an exclusive interview with People magazine, Katie finally addressed the rumors. "No, we're not back together," she said. "But we are something real, something important." She admitted that Blake had been one of the few people to truly show up for her, without cameras, without an agenda. "I think sometimes the universe brings people back into your life at the exact moment you need them," she said. Blake, in his own brief statement, echoed the sentiment. "I just wanted to be there for her, no strings attached. That's what love looks like in any form." Chapter 8. The community realizes. Inspired by Blake's gesture, Bachelor Nation fans started a GoFundMe, not for Katie, but in her honor. The campaign, titled Katie's Warriors, aimed to raise money for cancer research and patients who couldn't afford treatment. Within days, it had raised over $200,000. Blake posted a message on Instagram. "The strength she shows daily is contagious. If you've ever been touched by her story, join us in making a difference." He and Katie appeared together at a small charity event in Leh, where Blake surprised her again, this time by auctioning off one of his wildlife photography prints, raising an additional $30,000. Chapter 9. The Night to Sky Promise. Katie has always been a little whimsical. She believes in signs, in stars, in fate. One night, after a particularly grueling round of treatment, she and Blake sat under the stars in her backyard. No cameras, no phones. Just quiet. She later shared the moment on her blog. He pointed to the sky and said, "Look up. That's how many people are rooting for you. That's how many reasons you have to keep going." And I believed him. Chapter 10. The Future Unwritten. As of now, Katie is still fighting. Her prognosis is good. Her spirit is even stronger. And Blake? He's still there, showing up, being a friend, being something more. Neither of them are putting a label on it. And maybe that's the beauty of it. Because sometimes the best love stories don't follow a script. Sometimes they don't come with roses and proposals and fantasy suites. Sometimes they come with wildflowers, homemade bracelets, and porch steps shared during the hardest battle of your life. And that's a love story worth telling. EPILOGE, fans still can't get enough. Twitter remains obsessed. Blake Moynes is setting the bar way too high. Where do I find one of him? The way he just showed up, I'm not crying, you are. This is the kind of post-Bachelor content we need. Forget the show, just give us a series about Blake and Katie healing together. And maybe they're right. Because love after reality TV might be complicated, but love after heartbreak, illness, and real-life pain, that's the real fairy tale. Blake Moynes' sweet gesture wasn't just a moment, it was a message that love never really leaves, it just waits, and when you need it most, it shows up with a blanket, a scrapbook, and a promise to never let you fight alone.